Nobody really cared. Walter Koenig says he took a break from Star Trek, the original series in Season 3. In the pantheon of Star Trek, the original series, the character of Pavel Chekhov often draws a polarizing reaction. Introduced in the second season as a cheeky, enthusiastic Russian navigator, Chekhov brought a youthful energy to the USS Enterprise bridge. Yet, behind the bright eyes and boyish charm of the character was an actor navigating a different kind of challenge, one that would lead Walter Koenig to step away from the series for a period during its third season. Koenig's journey to the Enterprise was itself a story of perseverance. In 1967, Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry was under pressure to infuse the show with a younger, international presence. The Cold War was still simmering, and Chekhov was meant as a subtle nod to détente, a Russian who could serve alongside Americans, Vulcans, and aliens without tension. Koenig, a young actor with a theater background, was cast and quickly became a fixture in the ensemble. But the glint of success often conceals the undercurrents of frustration, and for Koenig, Season 3 was a turning point. "I needed a break," Koenig later admitted in interviews. "It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't about politics or fights with the crew. Honestly, nobody really cared if I was there or not." That candid reflection paints a surprising picture of the production environment in 1969. By the time Season 3 rolled around, Star Trek was fighting an uphill battle. Ratings had dipped despite fervent fan mail, budget cuts were biting, and tensions between the cast, the studio, and Roddenberry himself were escalating. For a young actor like Koenig, the combination of a grueling schedule and the show's uncertain future was enough to make a pause seem like a reasonable choice. It's tempting to imagine Koenig's absence as a dramatic exit, an actor storming off set, leaving the bridge of the Enterprise unnavigated. But his own words suggest otherwise. He took a step back not in protest, but in quiet acknowledgement of the state of the show. Season 3 was markedly different from the earlier two. The vibrant sets, intricate lighting, and careful attention to continuity had been curtailed under budgetary constraints. Scripts were hastily written, and some episodes relied on recycled footage or props. In this environment, Koenig found the joy of acting dimmed, and the energy that had fueled him as Chekhov seemed to fade under the weight of logistical frustration. Chekhov's absence wasn't total. The character still appeared in several episodes, though the energy Koenig brought to his earlier performances was, by his own admission, harder to muster. His decision to step back allowed him to focus on other aspects of his life and career. Koenig explored teaching and smaller acting gigs, honing his craft in quieter corners of the entertainment world. Yet even during this period of relative distance, the legacy of Chekhov was cementing itself in the cultural imagination. The bridge of the Enterprise continued to represent a microcosm of hope, diversity, and optimism, and Chekhov's youthful enthusiasm remained an essential counterpoint to Kirk's decisiveness and Spock's stoicism. Fans, as they are wont to do, noticed the shift. Letters began to arrive from viewers puzzled by the subtle change in Chekhov's presence. Some speculated that Koenig had been fired or that he had fallen out with Roddenberry. The reality was more mundane and far more relatable. Like many young professionals, Koenig simply needed a breather. It wasn't about drama or ego, he reflected years later. "I just needed space to remember why I loved acting. And if that meant stepping away from the Enterprise for a while, so be it." This decision, while modest, illuminates a broader truth about Star Trek and its production history. Behind the utopian ideals portrayed on screen, cooperation, exploration, understanding, was a crew of real people contending with real pressures. Budgetary limitations, network interference, and the relentless pace of filming shaped every decision. Actors like Koenig weren't merely performers in a futuristic drama. They were individuals balancing ambition, creativity, and personal well-being against an industry often indifferent to their comfort. That nobody really cared remark, rather than indicating neglect, underscores a kind of resilience. The show marched forward, supported by the ensemble's collective dedication, even as individual actors navigated their own challenges.